Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to Morning Live, discussing a very salient issue this morning as the Timothy Omotoso trial resumes today. And we're talking about the nobility of the criminal justice system in light of what has already transpired during the testimony of the first witness that was called, and Cheryl Zondi, of course, raising many questions about those who are still to come. What happens if they don't have the requisite language, the eloquence to actually articulate their case as well as she did? And many were saying, you know, Cheryl was so strong. But what about victims who are not quite of the caliber of a Cheryl Zondi? What happens to them? And how many of them have crumbled just watching last week's cross-examination? And this is why we have the Deputy Minister of Police, Mr. Bongani Mkongi, with us from our Cape Town studios, because very importantly, there's already concern about the under-reporting of sexual offences cases. And now, given what has happened here, are we likely to see that actually intensify? And also with us, we have Amanda Vilakazi, who is, of course, an attorney and member of the Law Society of South Africa's Criminal Law Committee. Now, Amanda, before we get on to our next question, if you could perhaps just respond to the Deputy Minister, where he says he believes there needs to be a debate here. You, as people in the legal fraternity, need to sit down and discuss what happened there, what's right, what's wrong, and what needs to happen going forward.
This is such a complex issue, I must say, because as attorneys, we are creatures of instructions. We do not act outside of instructions. We're instructed by client, and if client says to me in a rape matter, she seemed to have enjoyed what we were doing, I must put that to the witness. And if I think we are soon to find out why Mr. Duperman was asking all these questions once he puts his client's version to Ms. Zondi. So I am hoping that all these questions that he's been asking are relevant to his client's case. Otherwise, as earlier stated, it would have been impairing the victim's dignity. And
let's take the worst case scenario. If it is found that indeed it had no relevance, it bore no relevance to his client's case, will there be action taken against him?
I don't think so, because, I mean, it would have, maybe he would have thought it to be relevant in his mind as he was questioning, or he would have tried to convince the judge that it's relevant. I mean, it's the problem is we don't have a situation where we've got written rules that you don't ask such questions, you don't do such and such. It's just for the presiding officer sitting there to weigh up and check whether what you are doing is in accordance with the law of evidence, or whether you are not impairing on the court's dignity and the witness's dignity.
And I want to come now to the criminal justice system overall and its ability to actually deal with these cases of sexual offences. Firstly, your assessment of it before I get to the Deputy Minister.
Okay. I think when in the context of victims, the justice system is not well equipped, but perhaps maybe for minors, we have the Teddy Bear Clinic that's working with NPA to assist these young ones to be able to give evidence and prepare them for courts. But in terms of prosecuting these offences, I think they are quite equipped, because the NPA has got prosecutors that are purely meant to prosecute sexual offences. So it's not a straight out thing.
Deputy Minister, from your side, I know you spoke about what you're doing as the police, but if we look at the overall offering from the criminal justice system, what's your assessment? What can be improved upon?
Now we can improve many things. For an example, at the police now, there's what we call consequence management. Police do not just do things and think that there is no consequence after the wrongdoing or the right doing. I think the courts must have that. Why lawyers or attorneys must be the law unto themselves and insult our people, and then there are no consequences? Why? I'm calling on South Africa to discuss that. We must change, the law and how the books are written. When you defend, you must not tarnish the dignity of our people. So what I'm saying here, the criminal justice system as a whole must have what we call a human rights system of justice. You can't kill the rights of others and then you defend your rights that you are standing for the accused. Therefore, for an example, let me tell you, why do you have to ask centimeters? Why do you have to ask those centimeters to a girl that is traumatized? You are raping that girl again in court, in public. This is what I'm saying is an issue. And we must discuss this matter in South Africa and resolve it. If we need to change the curriculum, we must change it. And the rules of engagement in court. Transformation means that. What is transformation? So we must transform these courts. They are racist, they are patriarchal, they are sexist. We must change that. I know change is painful, and this issue of Cheryl Zondi is one of the issues in our country to change the landscape of the legal system and the law in this country. So I'm saying, let's transform the legal system here.
And just a final word, Deputy Minister, given what has gone on and by your own admission, you know, we can see what some of the unintended consequences may be here, that people may not come forward to report sexual offences. What sort of assurance can you leave the public with that, you know, this will be dealt with in a sensitive and appropriate manner?
The only thing is to follow now the 6-point plan of the police, where every victim and a survivor is treated based on principles of human rights. That the victim is always right up until it's proven wrong by the court of law. Police officers do not have a right to judge people at the police station. They don't have those skills. They are not judges here. So they must process the complaint and make sure that they go and defend that victim. Because these are our witnesses and these are survivors. And if we lose that case as police, I'm telling you,
Deputy
we're going to be
Minister,
in trouble.
thank you so much for your time this morning, Amanda Vilakazi as well, Deputy Minister of Police, Bongani Mkongi, and Amanda Vilakazi, an attorney, our guest this morning. And as we had indicated earlier, the Omotoso trial resumes this morning in the High Court sitting in Port Elizabeth. It's time now for your latest news.